Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and we are live in UFRL for Tier 1. And we are here at Las Vegas. Of course, they raced round here at the weekend, which saw Max Verstappen take another victory in the wheel road. But who will take the win in UFRL tonight? But first, it is full qualifying. So please do not forget, if you're one of those drivers on track, it is not short qualifying, it is full qualifying. So effectively, if you're probably in the top 5 or so, with a couple of minutes remaining, you're likely to be safe. But we'll see how it goes anyways. It could be very close, or we could have one or two drivers run away. We'll see how things deliver here. There is a qualifying ban to speak through first. It'll be easiest to get it out of the way. Speaking of which, he is getting it out of the way straight away. Anyway, so Bad Boy in the Red Bull will be starting from the very back of the field due to a qualifying ban. Hazer, first driver on track in the AlphaTauri. How would he be doing tonight? He's probably one of those leading contenders you envision leading up to most races. But let's figure this out then. So we're going to have a look at the Tier 1 Championship standings then. Pesci leading the way, a 2-point advantage over Lynx at the moment. So Pesci currently, where is his car in the McLaren? He is P13. Lynx Peace at the moment is the driver standing in P7 there. But those are the top two in the standings. 2 points between them. 10 points back is the Williams of Merck. He's had a very strong start to the campaign. 1 podium for him. Pesci did take back-to-back wins at rounds 1 and 2 at Austria and Abu Dhabi. Lynx won the Canadian Grand Prix in round 3. So the 2 race winners so far this season are on the top 2 steps of the podium for the season. Merck in P3, Medium is P4, 12 points away from it. Hopefully he'll get some extra grip here at Las Vegas to see how he'll go through. And he probably, they'll all probably need it, just needing to get the extra grip out of these corners. Some of them can be very challenging. The heavy braking zones as well will be significant to note. So we'll see how Medium can do in the Hassan. P5 is the AlphaTauri of Hazer. He is 18 points behind, level with the Alpine of Tajani, who is in P6. Tajani third at Canada. Hazer took second at Abu Dhabi, but did DNF at the Austrian Grand Prix in round 1. Mr. Poem, the reigning champion, is 7th place. He is 21 points away already early on the season, as Bad Boy completing his qualifying ban. Usamach and Rusted Bolt are also level on points with Mr. Poem, 21 points away from the leader. Usamach DNF'd at Canada. Kennedy, of course, runner-up in Tier 2 last season, currently in the top 10 in Tier 1 this season, but he is 23 points away from Pesci, which is effectively a race win. Again, quite early to be a race win away, but Judge Santi, 11th in the Haas, 30 points for him, 27 away from Pesci. Wizard Rex currently 12th place in the McLaren, a little bit lower than what I was anticipating from him, 29 points on the board however. So he is 28 away, level with the Alpine of Coffee, who did put in a strong qualifying performance at Canada, 4th place on the grid. A remarkable qualifying effort from Coffee, and a Dutchman currently 13th in the standings, ahead of the Ferrari of Mav, who did take a podium at Austria, 3rd place. But he's not quite lived up to those expectations since. He'll be hoping to put in a performance tonight, as Hazer 133.871 and goes quickest of all. We now head the way of the Alpine of Tajani and just see what he can do in his car through Sector 1. It did go purple for a flash, but a 44.3 I'm not certain is purple. So we'll just keep watching him through into Sector 2. Of course, you've got the Las Vegas Boulevard round here. So it will be critical for the Alpines to go through there with Tajani and Coffee. The 2 Dutchmen are going to entertain themselves here tonight. But Destroyer Jack, P15 in the Alfa Romeo. He has 25 points on the board. Did put in an incredible strategy at Canada, which helped push his way from near the back of the field to effectively the front of the field, due to going on to the intermediates under the safety car. Yours sincerely, 16th for the Mercedes. Your Tier 2 champion is currently only on 25 points, not doing great, but we'll see what he can do tonight. Tabo, 17th in the Williams, DNF'd at Canada. Steve Lane in the Aston Martin has only taken 1 points paying position this season, and that was round 2 at Abu Dhabi. And Jeremy is a new driver in the Ferrari tonight, so a tier 1 packed out grid, as Tajani does go quickest at 32.7, 1.1 seconds faster than Hazer, who is just slowing it down, preparing for another lap. So that's the championship standings gone through. Let's now go towards the Mercedes of yours sincerely. Currently down in 15th, yet to set a time, but he will go and push on here. But how he is going to be a little bit off the pace, it seems, going by the Delta timings. It's a 34.3 for the Mercedes. His teammate is sort of coming around as well, Kennedy, but he's not on a hot lap. Wizard Rex will be next in the McLaren, as Usamatch went second fastest on the medium tyres, a 33.5 for him. Right, let's go through the chat then. Good evening to Sergeant Coffee. Hope you're doing good. Good evening also to Bad Boy and presume that's Mrs. P. Support for Jeremy in the chat. I'm going to call him Jeremy. Please let me know if I'm totally wrong on that. And yes, indeed, Bad Boy did have a qualifying ban. So, currently Wizard in the pits, and we'll go down to the AlphaTauri of Rusted Bolt, but he's invalidated his run. So, is he going to go in the pits himself, or does he stay out? I think he's going to try and go again, but he's not got the battery to do so on this attempt. So, we'll go back to the Mercedes of Kennedy. I'll be trying to watch out for Hazer as well. I do imagine he can go quicker than that. Hazer, one of the natural front runners in Tier 1, so I do think a 33.8 was a bit on the slow side for him, but he does tend to go with additional fuel in his first run. But just a reminder, it's all about getting into the top 15 for Q1. So top 15 is all you need to do, as Mav will need another invite. Okay. Then again, I know I'm doing this. I'm probably doing it a bit early. I will send him one now, though, just in case, if I've got him. There. I have sent him in an invitation. If he needs another one, please feel free to let me know. I think Torbin's also on race control, so they can add each other as well. Right, Kennedy here, use up all of his battery and goes quickest. It's a 32.6 from Kennedy. I know last season in Tier 2 he was pretty quick here at Vegas. Him and Jay were both fast. And if you're wondering who Jay is, it is yours sincerely. But Kennedy and yours sincerely currently P1 and P5. Very much a big difference between them. Rusted Bolt taking it. So has Hazer gone quickest? Yes, a 32.4 for him. And we go with the Williams of Tabo. So Hazer looking to go quick enough here in Q1, and certainly so far he is doing that. A 32.4 is the time to beat, as the Williams of Tabo pushing on now through into sector 3. He'll be going in just a second as the Boulevard takes a hit, and a 1:11.321 through the sector 2. A split time for the Williams, partnering Merck tonight once again for the third round, fourth round should I say, for this season. So Tabo will come across the line here at Vegas, and we'll go directly on board with the Williams here. And Tabo through across the line to 33.5 and places him in P5, as Bolt taking it slowly on that run, and he will be pushing on now. Of course, he did get an invalidation on his previous run, so he slowed it down for a cool-down lap to recover his battery, as Mr. Poem now is putting over to the side. Steve Lane is currently just starting a hot lap. A lot of cars are residing through sectors 1 and 2 at the moment. You've got a good bulk of them, in fact. Maybe just under half of the grid are around sectors 1 and 2 right now. Steve Lane is maybe lucky to just miss out on reaching those drivers, as a Red Bull moves out of the race for him. So where is Bolt right now? Rusted Bolt is going to be amongst the next drivers. Hazer's going to be there, but he's probably maybe going to go in the pits on that occasion. And there is a Mercedes, and I think it is Kennedy, who was just letting the McLaren through. And it is the McLaren of Pesci, who is not on a hot lap. Therefore, I'm going to go back towards Rusted Bolt and see what he can do on his run in the AlphaTauri. So Hazer gone into the pit lane, and he is currently P1, and that may be enough to see him advance through. We'll try. I'm going to finish watching this lap very quickly, and then wait, did Mav? He did join, didn't he? I'm pretty certain I saw his name flick up. So Bolt now goes P6. I'm very certain I saw him come out. Is he back in the lobby? I thought I did see his name come up. Maybe I was wrong, so I will just send him an invite just in case that he didn't get in. But I think he did. As Mr. Poem is into the pits. He only went out for one lap, and he didn't even set a time, so unsure what exactly was going on there. What about Steve Lane? And the Aston Martin goes into the top 5. Tajani just starting another lap as well. 32.7 for him. So currently you're looking at the top 3 who are looking the strongest so far for sure. Jeremy on the medium tyres is pushing for his first run. You've got the McLaren of Pesci leading the championship, but he feels this is not one of his strongest tracks, and you can certainly go by that, basing on last season's performance for Pesci at this very track. So Pesci now through the Sector 2 split, 110.5. Pretty solid effort, to be fair. Pesci may be amongst the fastest here in Q1. We certainly still expect him to be somewhere up the field. So we'll just see exactly how high up he can go. Coffee as well, just running into the Sector 2 split time. But I'm going to go back down towards Pesci now as the McLaren takes the line. It's a 32.4 and he's 8 thousandths of a second faster. Lanhazer, Pesci, P1 at this moment in time as Kennedy reverts into the pits. Tajani still is out on track, but he's not on a hot lap now. And now you've got Judge Santi, who is also going back in the pits. P5 for him. May need to go again with that time. Steve Lane, only P6, will need to go again. I think Usamatch, I'm certainly thinking anyone in the mid-33s will definitely have to go again. Low 33s, I also think probably just about have to go again. Going by the times at the moment as Merck goes third fastest, a 32.490. That may be a time to be quick enough. He's up there with Pesci and Hazer. So a good effort from him. We'll see what Jeremy can do on the medium tyres. It is P6 at 32.817. And that'll be in and around the cusp, really. As Link's Peace now goes 4 fastest at 32.675. Just edging out Kennedy. So currently Jeremy in P7 for his first UFRL race. And Usamatch will take to the line here. And the Alfa Romeo will go in the top 7 now. To 132.7, edging out Jeremy by about a tenth of a second. So yeah, interesting things at the moment. Jeremy doing well on the mediums, but is it going to be enough for him to get through as medium? There you go. We did say he's got some pace here. And again, it's all about getting the right amount of grip that you need here at Las Vegas, and that is what medium's done. To 32.0 and puts himself P1 about 4 tenths of a second faster than Pesci. So medium obviously doing the business that he needs to do. Wizard Rex's teammate Pesci still going around, but I think he's just taking it very slowly into the pit lane. And then you've got the Alpine of Tajani, isn't it? Nope, it's not Tajani, but he is going again, in fact. But we'll see what Coffee's doing here, but he's going slowly. So we're going to go back towards Tajani then, but no improvement through Sector 2, losing out by 2.5 tenths of a second. Where's Bad Boy? He was serving, ironically enough, he was serving a qualifying ban for being a bad boy. So, you know. No, I can't remember who it was, but he unintentionally blocked a driver last week in qualifying. So the natural penalty for that is a qualifying ban. Tajani did actually improve by half a tenth of a second. P5, but that clearly indicates to me he can still improve on that time because he was down by 2.5 tenths. Wizard Rex goes P9 himself, and that is a 132.7. I do think Jeremy needs to go again, you know. And I do think he's into the pits now, but he'll need to go again, no doubt about that. I think a set of soft tyres is required now. But again, it's all about getting into Q2. I prefer to be at the back. Yeah, to be fair, you either want to be right at the front or right at the back. If you're in the midfield, best of luck, because that is not going to be fun. I also don't know what the weather's going to be like. I can only presume it's dry based on it being dry in qualifying, but I have no guarantees. So yours sincerely pushing on again, trying to get himself into Q2, and we may just have to stay on board with him because he might be the only driver on a lap at the moment. So we'll stick with yours sincerely. I do wonder if this is a used set of tyres or fresh soft tyres. He's pushing on again, and he's done one lap already on those tyres, so I do think this is the used set of tyres for yours sincerely. But he is improving by 3.5 tenths of a second through the Sector 1 split. Looking half decent then as he rounds out into turn 12. And the Mercedes will look to join his teammate potentially in making it through to Q2. That's if Kennedy's 1:32.682 will be enough to advance to the second part of qualifying. You can always get surprises in Tier 1 with who gets eliminated in Q1 and Q2. It's difficult to really say if Yours Sincerely would be a surprise in getting knocked out or not, because there's so many drivers who can get knocked out week after week, or it will rotate between drivers quite often. But Yours Sincerely here will be trying his very best to get through into Q2 as your reigning Tier 2 champion takes to the line. It's a 34.0, and he did improve by 2.5 tenths, but still remained in the drop zone in P16. Hazer 32.419, and he feels that is enough for him. Just under 2 minutes of qualifying remaining, and that will be Yours Sincerely, I do believe, out of qualifying. P16, so he will be starting at the back with the Red Bull of Bad Boy, it seems, as Merck and Usamach. 32.715, has Usamach done it too soon? Should he have held on, or is that a time that's clearly going to be quick enough? I mean, it might be quick enough, don't get me wrong, but is it a bit early for Usamach to be doing that? Then again, if you're not out on track now, you might as well do it as Rusted Bolt, P13, 33.1. Still not the greatest of times from him, however. Coffee about to start a lap. Pesci, P2. I don't blame the top forward retiring. Tajani, Lynx, these guys can probably do the same thing. Kennedy is currently out on track. Judge Santi has now opted to retire as well. P11. It's not ideal, really. I don't think Judge Santi's in a comfortable place. I'm not saying he's taking a risk. Don't get me wrong, he's taking a risk. Usamach and Wizard both have retired as well. Wizard Rex, the most recent in that McLaren. So again, drivers are taking some risks here in qualifying. Tabo goes 14th fastest, a 33.2, but again, he's another driver in a bit of trouble. Yours Sincerely knows he is out of the session. So let's see if Destroyer Drac, is he on a lap at the moment? He's just starting his hot lap with 25 seconds remaining. Mr. Poem is about to start his final lap, and that will be with about just under 20 seconds, about 15 seconds left for Mr. Poem to start his final hot lap here. And what about Steve Lane? He's pushing on, and he will advance through. 8th fastest for the Aston Martin, and that will drop Judge Santi to P12. Yours Sincerely definitely out. Tabo is at risk. Coffee pushing on, and now you've got the Ferrari of Mav, who is seemingly going faster. P10 for the Ferrari, and he is through, and will be looking to be joined by his teammate Jeremy, currently down to P12. And now let's see, as Coffee will be next across the line in the Alpine, improving by 4 tenths of a second, but it's not enough. He lost time in Sector 3. Coffee is out. He was 4 fastest at Canada in qualifying. He is out of qualifying here in round 4. No place for Coffee, no place for Yours Sincerely. Rusted Bolt is going to be on the cusp. He may be at risk. Tabo moves aside to allow for the Mercedes of Kennedy to go through. Kennedy will be through. Steve Lane is definitely through. I think Jeremy has just about done enough now. So I don't think Jeremy naturally needs to improve, but the two bottom guys do need to improve. And the first of those will be Destroyer Drac in the Alfa Romeo. Who will be dropping out? 5 in total. Bad Boy, Yours Sincerely and Coffee all out. Tabo at risk. Drac across the line. He is out of qualifying. It's 17th. Jeremy goes quickest at 31.8. And now Mr. Poem across the line. He will try and go. And will the Alfa Romeo do enough to go through here into Q2? Across the line comes Poem. He is P14. He has made it through at the death. The Williams of Tabo has been eliminated, and he'll be joined by Coffee, Destroyer Drac, Yours Sincerely and Bad Boy. They are all out in Q1. There you go, that's the qualifying completed. I've got to say, Yours Sincerely will be a bit disappointed. I think Destroyer Drac as well, quite a way off the pace, in fact. See if they can pick it up in the race. But the likes of Coffee, Tabo, Bolt and Mr. Poem only getting themselves into the 33s, but Rusted Bolt and Mr. Poem have just about edged through. Judge Santi, 32.9. He done okay. He done okay, but you will need to improve on that to make it into Q3. But then again, there's only the top few guys will feel a bit more comfortable about making Q3. The rest of them, it'll feel like a bit more of a dogfight, really. But let's see how we go into Q2. But there you go, the bottom 5. So the 5 slowest drivers. The slowest driver, clearly Bad Boy. I'm definitely not saying that because he definitely didn't say anything in the chat. Yours sincerely P19, Destroyer Jack P18, Coffee P17 and Tabo P16. Obviously I will have to note Bad Boy did have to serve a qualifying ban, that's why he's down in P20. But anyways, top 15 are through. Bolt, Poem, Santi, Wizard, Mav. They will be the ones who will be scratching themselves over this one. Usamatch, Steelane, Kennedy, Lynx, Tajani. They're all going to be in and around that sort of bubble of who could qualify, who could be knocked out. And you got Merck, Hazer, Pesci looking decent. But then the top 2, Jeremy and Medium, looking very, very flashy indeed. Here we are, into Q2. We shall go at Vegas. Ruined it, upcoming start finish, wheel spin. Yeah, I saw the, well, I didn't actually see the exact error you made, but you lost a lot of time into sector 3, Coffee. So yeah, yeah. Just joking, obviously. Right, let's go. So let's see what everybody's going to do here in Q2 then. Who's going to be the first driver out? Will it be Hazer again? I'm going to go on board with him, just in case. Let's see if I can look at the garages. Who is that? That's tricky to tell. It's a McLaren. Okay. Is it Wizard? No, it's going to be Pesci. Okay. So first driver out is a McLaren, and it is Pesci. I'm going to do last to first. Very tough challenge, that one. Best of luck. Probably need some safety cars to help you out with that. And some great strategy calls. Right, let's see how we get on then. Pesci just taking it slowly, of course. Taking it very... Okay, maybe not taking it slowly. He's not taking it slowly at all. All guns blazing, it seems. But then you've got a host of cars in the background, especially, there's like 3 cars all very close together. Tajani is included with an Alfa Romeo, it seems. Who's the Alfa Romeo? Might be Usamatch, I presume. Yep, he is just in that bubble. That is very close together. Jesus, they're all having a bit of a race, it seems. This is all very interesting. It's only qualifying, it's not the race just yet. But Usamatch clearly wants to get a head start. I think some of those have just dropped back a little bit as well. So they're all deciding, yeah, nah, I'm not having any of that just yet. So now you just want to get yourself into Q3. Usamatch will be the first driver to start, but then the Alpine of Tajani following very closely behind the Alfa Romeo and was warming his tyres up a little bit extra. That may cost him a little bit of speed into turn 1, but Usamatch in the Alfa Romeo is kick-starting qualifying with Tajani and Pesci directly in behind. I think Tajani just wanting to pick up that slipstream. Well, across the boulevard really, from turns 12 into turn 14. So let's see how it plays really for Tajani. And what can Usamatch do about it? Will he decide to back off, or will he decide, nah, I'm just going to go all out for this lap? So first sector time, let's see what Usamatch will do. And the Alfa Romeo just coming up now across from turn number 9. Into the sector 1 time, 44.6 for him. And if we can see what Pesci's doing, a 44.5. So Pesci is about a 10th up. And Usamatch has now invalidated his run, so he's not going to be improving. I didn't quite see what Tajani's sector time was. I can probably have a look at it now. Usamatch may be wise, you know, not to give the slipstream to Tajani, because that is literally what he is doing right now. But then Tajani's not even going for a lap. So we're going to go back towards Pesci then. and stick with Pesci at 110.413 for Pesci into the Sector 2 split. So out of the boulevard he goes and down into turns 14, 15 and 16, and now he is about to take charge and cross the line. There's a little bend down at turn 17 before you do it. Now Pesci will take it, and it's a 32.314 for Pesci. Again, I wonder if he's on the used tyres as well. Very well, it may very well be the used tyres, in fact. And there you go. So Hazer now 32.7 drops in P2. Merck P4. Again, that was not one of his quick laps though. And he got a load of drivers. Bolt going P3 as well, so a good effort from him. And Link's Peace will come through and goes second fastest in the Red Bull. So again, a strong effort from him. Judge Santi is about to start his lap with Wizard Rex likewise, as Mr. Poem is following in behind the Mercedes of Kennedy here. Kennedy at 110.4 in the split, so pretty competitive from the Mercedes here, it does seem. And we'll stick with Kennedy, of course. You can be very slidey on the exit of turns 15 and 16 in particular. But here comes the Mercedes to cross the line in front of Mr. Poem. All of his battery has now been used, and it is second fastest, and Poem goes in P7. They all be on used tyres, I'm pretty sure of that, at this stage of qualifying. So Wizard Rex now is just residing in Sector 1. Usamach is pushing on again, it does seem. He's got a car following him very closely, couldn't get much closer than that, I think. Who would that have been? That may have been, I believe, Merck. Just taking a little bit of extra slipstream. Putting out at the last second. So let's see where everybody else is at the moment. Wizard Rex currently still just pushing on through Sector 2. A lot of yellow flags hanging around in Sector 2 and Sector 3 at this moment in time. And now you've also got Usamach on the exit turn 16, but he's going to probably go into the pit lane. Indeed, he will. Let's have a watch of Judge Santi as well. Do notice the ERS battery deploy goes very quickly on your qualifying laps, it seems. So who's using that to the best effect? But Judge Santi goes across the line and goes P7. It's a 133.020 for him. As we'll see if Merck can improve as well. Obviously a 33.1 for the Williams, a 33.1 also for Mr. Poem. But again, we don't exactly have the details for who has used a new set or an old set of the soft tyres. So there's no guarantees. How many fresh sets of softs do people have here in qualifying? And that, folks, that, to be fair, that does play into, say, Bad Boy's hands. Because he could easily decide, you know what, I'm going to do 2 soft, 2 medium, 2 hard for the race, just in case he needs it. He could very easily do that. So it does sort of give that advantage to those with qualifying bads. The obvious disadvantage is you're starting at the very back. But yeah, so it makes it a little bit interesting for him. Let's Hazer see what his Sector 2 split time is. He is improving by a 10th of a second. So therefore we will be watching on with Hazer. See, the only one at the moment. We've got Judge Santi behind him. So actually we're going to stick with Hazer with that in mind. And the AlphaTauri here, currently 5th fastest. But an improvement, hopefully, should see him move up potentially into the top 3. And no, it's not quite there. He lost time, almost a 10th of a second lost through Sector 3, and it puts Hazer in P5. As Judge Santi into the pits, Rusted Bolt will follow him in, as will a McLaren in the background. And that will be Wizard Rex. So most drivers now are deciding for the pit lane or an outlap, as Jeremy pushing on those soft tyres, a 44.333 through the Sector 1 split time. It's a very long Sector 1 split here at Vegas. And medium will just follow him in as well. So let's see the Haas. That's a 43.8 for medium in the Sector 1 split. Let's go back towards the Mercedes of Kennedy. See if he's currently on a lap. Indeed he is. He's improving by about a 10th of a second. but he's still going to decide to go into the pit lane. Hazer still out on track, and then we'll drop it back down towards the Ferrari of Mav. 110.3 for the Sector 2 split, and it was a purple sector as well. But here comes the Ferrari of Jeremy to take to the line here. And will Jeremy set the fastest time that we've seen so far? Yes, he will. It's a 32.289. And Jeremy has edged out the McLaren of Pesci as Mav follows him in. And it's a Ferrari 1 and 2 for Jeremy and Mav. I do recall a certain Black Panther saying about that, but medium has gone quickest at a 31.355. He's quite a bit quicker, I've got to say, medium. So there you go. Very impressive from the Haas so far. And with that sort of time, I do envision that he should really be up there in WRR or PSGL somewhere, to be fair. But there you go, very well done from him. I'm sure they'd love to have a look at his laps and all that, wouldn't they? He's absolutely flying. Usamachan in the Alfa Romeo is just following in behind the Aston Martin of Steel Lane. Therefore, we'll go with the Aston Martin Steel Lane, improving by just under a tenth of a second through the Sector 1 split. Let's see how he is through the Sector 2 split. And he's losing a time, half a tenth of a second. Steel Lane currently just in the top 10. So we'll try and go with Usamach after this lap is completed for Steel Lane, if we are able to. But can Steel Lane improve? That's the first question for us all. And he's just about in the top 10, but he may be knocked off. It goes P9, and that would allow for the Alfa Romeo of Usamach to go into the top 6 at 132.569. Just losing out to Wizard, but that means Rusted Bolt now has been dropped into the bottom 5. Will he get knocked out in Q2 for the second week running? Merck also in the drop zone. He also got knocked out in Q2 last week. Tajani currently 15th fastest, a 34.1, not representative for him. So that will push Steel Lane potentially further down as well. As the Haas now taken to the pit lane, but here comes the Dutchman, Tajani Brinkman. Will he improve on P15? He will go 5th fastest. And that should see the Alpine advance into Q3. Or will it? It's the question, actually. I say it should. Well, it may not, because 32.5 is only there on the cusp of, like, Hazer, for example. He's only less than 0.2 of a second slower, and I'm pretty certain he will improve as well. So, Tajani P5, but it may not be safe, you know. Watch out for this one. Steel Lane is going to have to try and push again. Rusted Bolt as well. I'm waiting for those yellow flags to disappear. I think it's the Alfa Romeo potentially. We've got just over 3.5 minutes remaining in qualifying now. So not too much time for drivers to decide to get out onto the track again and push for one more lap. I think it's certain that medium will be through. Then after that, you've got Jeremy, Mav, Pesci. They're all looking very strong with 32.2 and 32.3s. It's definitely looking like medium is very much hammering down on the field right now. So Rusted Bolt is still trying to push on here in the AlphaTauri. He needs to improve on his current time. And let's see if the AlphaTauri improves through the Sector 2 split. He is improving by about 0.3 of a second. It's a chance here for Bolt to genuinely improve on his time. And that's Hazer just letting him through, giving him a little bit of additional slipstream right at the very end. I'm not sure how much that would have impacted Bolt in a positive way, however. I think it may have been slightly too late, but Rusted Bolt will take to the line. It's a 32.5, he goes into the top 8. And that will drop Hazer into the drop zone right now, but Hazer has just started a hot lap himself. This will be significant. I think the AlphaTauris, I think Bolt will still be at risk here. But Hazer may have enough. I think he should have enough pace to get through. Surely. We've also got Kennedy starting a lap just behind. Many people are taking for an out lap as well. But let's see, who should we go? I think we'll just go towards Hazer, because there's only Hazer and Kennedy on a lap at the moment. So therefore, we shall stick with Hazer. Well, just pushing on them with Hazer. Fu turns 11 and 12 right now. Avoiding the wall ever so slightly. Oh my goodness, that was close from the AlphaTauri. Wanting to get the slipstream from the Alpine. The, was that the Red Bull potentially? Now trying to get it from the McLaren. Usamach P7. Feels he's done enough. I'm not certain he has, you know. 32.569, that could. That's not going to be enough, is it? 32.569. Well, if that gets him through, he'll be over the moon, because I genuinely don't think that's enough for him. Hazer will be the first one trying to prove it's not enough, because here comes the AlphaTauri. He will look to improve on it, because he will be out otherwise. Across the line, 32.1. He is second fastest, and that will see Hazer through. But Kennedy follows suit at 32.1 himself. Your Tier 2 runner-up of last season goes second fastest. Tremendous time as Merck takes to the track and is going again. And Judge Santee as well in Sector 1. Lynx Peace pushing on in Sector 2 as well. But he's not gaining any time here, Lynx Peace. What is going on with Lynx? It's P11. He's got 20 seconds remaining. Lynx Peace will be out of qualifying. Your winner of last week. I think he also won in the international tier on Saturday night. He will not take part in Q3. Lynx Peace, he's got 7 seconds to get through. He is not going to make it. And the Red Bull of Lynx Peace, your round 3 winner, is knocked out of qualifying tonight. Lynx will take no further part in qualifying. Unbelievable. The Red Bull, and that is a shock. That is a shock. Lynx Peace has not made it through. That is one driver joining Mr. Poem in making out of qualifying. So P10, or P11, sorry, for Lynx, P15, Mr. Poem. Both are out, but here comes the Haas. Here comes Judge Santee. Got a bit of a tow from his teammate Medium. I think Medium knows he is through. But here comes Judge Santee to secure his berth, or can he secure his berth into Q3? Across the line comes Santee. He's up into P8. Is that enough? Because that puts a couple of drivers in a lot of trouble now, in the form of Tajani and Usamach. Usamach is on the brink, as is Tajani. Here comes the Williams. Here comes Merck. He will go second fastest. A super time from him. And now we'll see Usamach is out of qualifying. Bolt may also be out, but he is improving as well. This could be an incredible improvement with a lack of battery for the AlphaTauri of Russell Bolt. He will come across the line. Has he got enough to improve? He goes into the top 10. Steel Lane now is out. Bolt has done it. He has done it with no battery on the final run. Bolt is in the top 10. Tajani is out. Usamach is out as well. There are a few shocks in Q2. Your reigning Tier 1 champion, Mr. Poem, is out in P15. Your race winner from round 3, in the form of Lynx, he is out. Tajani and Usamach, two very strong contenders in Tier 1. They are both out as well. And they will be joined by Steel Lane and the Aston Martin. For me, that's got to be the biggest surprise in qualifying session that we've seen this season. Because there are a few very strong contenders knocked out in Q2 tonight. Tajani, Usamach, Steel Lane, Lynx and Mr. Poem play no further part in qualifying. Wow. Got to say, Pesci though, 31.5. I did miss that one because we're mainly focusing on the bottom 5. Pesci, 0.2 of a second short of Medium. A very good time from him, and the McLaren comfortably through as well. But the bottom 5, there are certainly at least 3 or 4 genuine surprises for those being eliminated. Let's go through it properly then. Medium, 0.2 faster than Pesci. The top 2 are certainly in a world of their own at the moment. But then, it's very close from those further back, with Merck beating off Kennedy by 1,000th of a second. Then there's 2,000ths of a second between Hazer and Wizard. There's 14,000ths of a second between Jeremy and Mav. The 2 Ferraris are making their way through. And you've got the Haas of Judge Santee. He is just under a second away from P1, but Russell Bolt has edged out Tajani, whilst Usamach also out. I think those 2 who retired earlier in the session. But P11 and P12, they are both out. Then you've got Steel Lane, Lynx Peace and Mr. Poem. I certainly think, for me, yeah, at least 2 or 3 surprises, but for me, there's got to be a minimum of 4 surprises in there. Because, you know, you've got your reigning champion, you've got the race winner from last week, and for me, Tajani and Usmatch, two very strong drivers in Tier 1, so... And then Steve Lane himself, he's very consistent, so, you know, but anything can happen in Tier 1. Anything can happen. Right, on to Q3 now. 10 drivers remain. Who will take pole? It is all down to this 12-minute session. So you've got the two Ferraris of Mav and Jeremy. They've done a tremendous job in advancing this far. You've got the two AlphaTauris of Hazer and Rusted Bolt. Again, I've got to say, Hazer has always got that pace, but Bolt this time around gets himself into the top 10 by the skin of his teeth. The two Haas drivers, you've got Medium and Judge Santi. The two McLarens, Wizard Rex and Pesci. Got to say, a lot of teams having their partnerships, making it through. 4 teams in total have got 2 drivers into Q3. But then, it is the Mercedes who do have Kennedy through. Your Tier 2 runner-up last season is into the top 10. And he'll be looking to join Coffey's unbelievable performance in qualifying last week, where Coffey took a 4th place. And then also alongside Kennedy will be the Williams of Merck, who is through into Q3. Got to say, as the season goes on, well, then again including last season as well, Merck's pace is improving every time we see him on track. But let's see, how will Q3 go? I think the Ferrari is the first on track, so we'll go towards Jeremy, the new driver for UFRL. So again, just taking it nice and slowly. Out of turn 12. Try and warm up your tyres if you can, although I don't think... Yeah, Jeremy has just started doing that. Let's see what can happen. Oh, somebody in trouble there. Kennedy. He went straight on. And Kennedy going straight on at turn 5. That is a dangerous, dangerous place for any driver. I know what it's like to go straight on at turn 5 myself. I've done it a few good times. Only in the rain though. I've never done it in the dry. But in the rain it's very, very easy to just go straight on at any of these corners. I've done that a fair few times here at Vegas. Anyways, Jeremy starting his lap length in that Ferrari. And into turn 1. Obviously through turns 1 all the way through to turns 3 and 4. There are some tricky bends here. Turns 3 to 4, certainly you can lose traction very simply. If you're too much on the power, you want to make sure your car is nice and straight leading into the run through to turn 5. And again, you want to keep your car away from the wall, which is not the easiest thing, as you can see the McLaren going very close in behind him. And now the very technical part of the track really through at turns 7, 8 and 9. And now on the run through for the Sector 1 split time for the Ferrari of Jeremy. And it's a 44.374. Now as he makes his way through turns 10, 11 and into turn 12. Another heavy braking zone here at Vegas. Again, even more so in the rain. But still tricky enough in the dry anyway. And now onto the leading straight here through the boulevard. Jeremy goes. And now the Ferrari will try and take his place on the top of the podium for qualifying with a 110.454 through the Sector 1 split. Is that Pesci behind him? It is Pesci. A 110.1 from Pesci. Pesci already is 0.3 of a second up on Jeremy's time. So I think Jeremy will go quickest, but I will just move away just before he crosses that line, because I know full well who's going to go quicker. Jeremy will go fastest, but Pesci will certainly go quicker. It is a 132.044 from Pesci. Again, it may have been used tyres for him. And what about the AlphaTauri of Hazer? Third fastest, 32.793. Not a great time there from the AlphaTauri of Hazer. P3, he'll certainly look to improve on that. Judge Santi, the two Haas drivers, will be next. Santi and Medium. Santi giving Medium a little bit of slipstream as well. Not a lot of slipstream, maybe just enough. But here comes Judge Santi to take to the line. It's a 32.8 for him, but Medium across the line and go fastest with a 31.848. And I do think that must have been a used set of tyres, because that is his slowest time so far. Kennedy goes P6, 32.846 on the board for him. And we'll drop down towards the McLaren, but Wizard Rex, no front wing. is into the pits. No front wing in qualifying for Wizard Rex. Wow. So let's drop it towards Merck. 127.460. Certainly not a purple second sector, as you can very clearly see from the timings. But we'll go with Merck anyways. I hope he's going to push on a lap this time around. You've also got the Ferrari of Mav pushing through, and yeah, Merck has just turned on his battery now. So we'll go towards Mav. I was going to go towards Mav, but he crossed the line a bit too soon for my liking. 32.326 though, and the Ferrari goes third fastest, just ahead of his teammate. So the two Ferraris do look very competitive against each other this evening. Mav and Jeremy both locking out the second row at the moment. There's Jeremy just behind Pesci and is now overtaking Pesci, and is overtaking Pesci only to go into the pits. So you've got Bolt and Wizard still in the pits as well. Maybe they've only got one fresh set of tyres as well, and are deciding, you know what, we're just going to use them right at the very end. Right, there is a driver coming out. I think it is the McLaren of Wizard Rex, however. Or is it? Maybe not. Maybe it's just going in the pits. Bolt is coming out, but Hazer P5 still. He's now going to push on for one more lap, but Rusted Bolt does take to the track now. And what about Kennedy? Used up all of his battery, and into the pits goes the Mercedes, currently P7. I think that is pretty much it, except for the Williams of Merck. So we'll stick with the Williams then. Again, through the Boulevard strip here at Vegas. And he's improving quite significantly, a 110.7. Certainly not the quickest Sector 2 split we've seen this evening. And Merck making sure he avoids the walls down at turns 14, 15 and 16. And now onto the left-hand bend here at turn 17. And Merck will place his car in P6 at 32.838. And let's see, Merck will definitely be able to improve on laps. We've certainly seen quicker from him. And again, we've seen quicker from pretty much every driver so far. So it is very, very certain to me, or very obvious to me rather, they are all using a used set of tyres on their first runs. Rusted Bolt is now onto the track. And he is the only driver, it seems, on a hot lap, unless Hazer is as well, but Hazer is losing time by almost 0.3 of a second, so there will be no improvement here from Hazer. But is he going for a lap? Nope, he decides definitely not to go for a lap, so into the pits he goes, and we'll drop it back towards Rusted Bolt then. Currently P10, yet to set a time, but he squeezed through to Q3 with that last gasp attempt from the AlphaTauri, but he starts his lap now, and this may be his final opportunity to push as high up as possible in qualifying here. So stick with the AlphaTauri of Rusted Bolt then through this full qualifying campaign for him. He did miss out on Q3 narrowly last week. I think that was the reason why he didn't get through, was it because of Bad Boy's qualifying ban? I think that was who he actually impacted, Rusted Bolt. But anyways, here Bolt is going through into Sector 1 now at turn 6, into 7, 8 and 9. Again, the more technical part of the track really, down at 7, 8 and 9. And now, little mini straight into turn 10. We'll take it nicely round the bend. Go flat out into turns 11 and now on the run through to turn 12. Again, another heavy braking zone through and beyond, and don't hit the wall. And now he's going to push himself all the way through the Boulevard here at Vegas. Absolutely going to be dreaming of a result here, Rusted Bolt. And now through the Sector 2 split time, it's a 1:10.503. Not the quickest we've seen, but there was a couple of attempts up on Merck when Merck came around to it last time out. But now Bolt, the first driver to finish the lap as Wizard Rex starts his lap in the McLaren, so it makes it easy for us to know who to go to next. But the AlphaTauri here of Rusted Bolt takes to the line. It's a 32.4 and he does go 4 fastest. I don't think he'll be staying 4 fastest come the end of the session. Wizard Rex has opted to go for another outlap. So interesting, wanting to get the fuel down quite clearly. 2.5 minutes of qualifying remaining and nobody is officially on a lap length. So we'll go towards Kennedy. He will be next. But he's going to be a long way from even starting a lap, let alone finishing one. But who are you guys thinking right now? Who's going to take pole? Medium has looked exceptionally quick. Pesci has pushed him quite well. 0.2 of a second off the pace in Q2. But Medium does certainly seem to be the favourite. We might try and watch a whole lap of Medium in all fairness. You know, I think you all want that, don't you? We all want to see a full lap of Medium pushing for pole here. Therefore, and he's going to be the next driver. He's going to be after Kennedy. Therefore, no disrespect to Kennedy, I don't think he's going to get in pole. I think Medium can. Do you guys... Yeah, you know what? I'm going to do it. Let's just watch a whole lap of Medium here in qualifying. Why not? Have a bit of fun, you know? Let's just see what we can get. He's going to be looking for all of that grip length on the exit of turn 16. And now onto the straight he goes. Through to the left-hander, of course, at turn 17 before he kickstarts his lap, using up all of his battery. So he used up 15% of it, and now into turn 1. Let's see how straight can he place that car. We'll go directly on board with him as well, because why not? And now on the run through, exiting turn 4 into turn 5. Let's see how will Medium fare for the turn 5. And again, you want to brake nicely, and he does indeed take the right hand up very neatly there. And now on the run through down to turn 6, and now onto 7, 8 and 9. Let's see Medium's getting a little bit onto the throttle, braking a tad, and back onto the throttle before you reach turn 9. And now around through the Sands Avenue, he will fare in at turn 10 flat out, again at turns 10, 11 and into 12. And let's see where the Haas will place his car at the end of this lap. Get a good braking there. Completely turn off everything for you, because he will join Kennedy in going for their laps though. Now you want to turn that battery on straight away, flat out through the boulevard, around turn 13, and now into turn 14 here. We will definitely see Kennedy will go quickest. It is a... No, he won't. It's a 32.153 from Kennedy, so it's not quickest, but it's still a great time. P3. But now it's all down to one man, and one man only. Surely it's all down to Medium. He's got Pesci behind him. Medium is a 31.7. It's not the quickest actually. That's Wizard Rex, a 31.8. Not the best of times there for Medium. Don't know what happened in that final run, but it's not been the quickest we've seen from him. Pesci has a chance. Everybody has a chance now of coming away with a potential pole, because that is not the quickest we've seen from him. Let's go towards the house of Judge Santi. He's improving by half a second here. And now Judge Santi goes 5th fastest. And what about the Ferraris next? Mav only improving by 0.02 of a second through the Sector 2 split. Ferrari only P6, and he's going to go into the pit lane. No improvement then from Mav. What about the AlphaTauri of Russell Bolt? He has got Pesci waiting in the wings directly behind him. So we're going to try and stick here with Bolt. Goes P4. Pesci goes quickest, and he's on pole, a 31.3. He is flying here. And what about Hazer? His real quick run will be right now. 31.6. He goes 2nd fastest. A great time from him. Jeremy goes 5th fastest. And what about the Williams of Merck? Across the line he goes. He stays 10th fastest. No improvement. Bit surprising that from Merck. No improvement on P10. Kennedy P7 he stays. But that is pole position from Pesci. I don't know what happened for Medium in that final run. He must have lost about half a second from this best achievement. We saw his best time was in Q1, where he done a low 1:31. It was quicker than what Pesci done in qualifying here. Medium clearly unable to match it. There you go, Pesci on pole, Hazer, Medium, Wizard and Jeremy up in the top 5. Bolt, Kennedy, Santi, Mav and Merck following in. I think Russell Bolt P6 will be very happy with that. But Pesci on pole, almost 4/10 quicker as well. Yeah, yeah, no real surprise on that one, to be fair. I could see something was a little bit wrong on that lap, because you were improving quite well. I saw through Q1 and Q2 you definitely had more pace than that. Oh, okay. So Medium could be at risk of a potential qualifying ban, depending. Obviously, see the clips, but he could be at risk of a qualifying ban. Okay, interesting. Anyways, that is qualifying completed, and Pesci does take pole. It's a great battle there, and Pesci taking it. You may think, oh, he's almost 4 tenths up. He's going to dominate the race. That's typically not how it goes, really. In Tier 1, you do quite often get a few drivers sticking with that leader. So I don't think personally Pesci will run away with this. And obviously, again, we saw Medium have a lot of pace as well. So this will be interesting. But all of these drivers will be pushing on for the win tonight. I'm going to go for a few minutes break, and we'll be back in about 4 minutes time, 5 minutes time. Right, and we are back, and we will be getting underway very, very soon. I think we've got about 10 or 15 seconds to go. We'll wait for that ticker to start. And it has begun. That's a 10-second countdown, effectively. And here we go. At Vegas. For round 4 in UFRL. It starts here. It is lights out and away we go. Quick getaway from the front. And with Pesci and Hazer side by side. And it's already a lead for Pesci. Medium breaks his way into P2. I think he's sort of got his way in front a little bit harshly. But a couple of drivers running well off track further back. As Merck loses 10 spots from the start. But the top 2 get away well. As Wizard and Jeremy make moves on Hazer. And Hazer has a poor start. 3 places lost already. And now you see side by side going for as the McLaren braking later. Oh, and there's an Alfa Romeo struggling now. Ferrari, in fact, and Mav and Usamach dropping down the field as well as he goes and he's gone straight on at turn 5. Not ideal that from Usamach. So he'll be joining the 2 Williams further down the field. Side by side, also the Aston Martins are battling out here with Destroyer Drac and also Kennedy well up the field as well. But further down the field, they are challenging each other. As now Poem also takes Destroyer Drac, who's side by side with Yours Sincerely. And through goes Yours Sincerely. Drac hits the wall slightly. But Yours Sincerely in the Mercedes is up into P14. He's made up 5 places from the start. And further up the field, Mav takes the place of Hazer. And as he is up into the top 5 now. 2 Ferraris, P4 and P5. 2 AlphaTauris have both dropped back to P6 and P7. Early doors here. Have a little look now at the tyres for you all. The 2 AlphaTauris have both opted for the hard tyres. Jeremy in P4 also on hard, and then you got Coffee and Usamach further back also on hard. Everyone else on the medium compound tyre as Kennedy and Lynx play battle here for P10. Mercedes is just holding on here as Pesci leads from medium. The breakaway already out at 1.1 seconds almost. Medium just starting to put him back in. And Bad Boy into the pit, so obviously not great for both Bad Boy and Usamach. Bad Boy had a qualifying ban and now he's down to P19 and and obviously will have to change his front wing. So Kennedy now is trying to get the move done on to Johnny, and I think he's got it as well. Mr. Poem has definitely fallen back from that grid. Of course, he was battling with the likes of Drac, Steelane and Yours Sincerely as well. So they've lost a lot of time, so much time that they are 2 seconds plus behind from the pack in P11 upwards. Not ideal there. So the likes of Steelane, Drac, Yours Sincerely, Merck as well, Coffee, Tabo, they'll need to try and work together, it seems, to catch the pack up ahead. And as you can see here, you've got Judge Santi just on the cusp here of the 2 AlphaTauris. Hazer is out of the 1 second window of the top 6, 1.5 seconds as Bolt now has decided he's going to take charge. The 2 AlphaTauris trading positions here. Remember, no DRS as well until the 3rd lap. Also a lot later break in there from Russell Bolt, keeping Hazer behind him. Whilst Mav now, the 2 Ferraris coming pretty close. And Mav is going to go for it down the inside on Jeremy. So Jeremy perhaps on the hard tyres, knowing he's on the hards, maybe just saying to Mav, yeah, you know what, you can get that position. But there is now a DRS enabled. Maybe Mav may have been a bit better, a bit wiser to go for the move the following lap. As Pesci and Medium are battling each other, yellow flags further back. And it is, I believe, for Coffee. So the Alpine in P18 has had the yellow flags. He's still got his wing intact. As Kennedy and Tajani going at it once more with Link's piece still following in. And it does look like Kennedy remains in P9 for now. Pretty decent job there. Hazer as well, keeping his teammate Russell Bolt honest. And Jeremy has dropped out of the 1 second window of Mav as well. So the 2 Ferraris definitely trading that position, but the AlphaTauris know they can catch up to Jeremy now. As the two leaders now, Medium and Pesci, trade positions. Wizard Rex still doing tremendously well in P3. Hazer does also take Russ's Bolt. We're going to stick with the top two just about. But now we drop it down because they will be battling each other. And Bolt losing a spot towards Judge Santin. Down the inside goes the Red Bull of Link's Piece. On to Johnny. Has he got the move done? Yes, he does. And through goes Links. And he's made his way up into the top 10. Knocked out in Q2. But now he's up into the top 10 ahead of Tajani. Brinkman. Can Tajani get back at him though? Doesn't look like it. What about Bolt on Kennedy? Again, just stays in behind Kennedy in P8. With Rusted Bolt and Links just behind in the top 10. And Medium now has opened up a 1.3 second gap on Pesci. Pesci must have made a mistake. Wizard Rex now is joining in that little battle as well. But there you go, Medium starting to put a gap on Pesci. And further back, Judge Santi is up to P6. He's overtaken Hazer. Of course, you do have DRS on the run down into turn 5. That's clearly what has been critical for the play there. Judge Santi edging ahead of Hazer, but Hazer will have a run back, I'm sure, on the exit of turn 12. Through the boulevard, of course, they'll try and battle each other again, but Tajani still there with Link's Piece, and those drivers just further behind, the likes of Drac, Merc, Yorton, Sealy, Tabo, have lost time, and are unfortunately outside the 1 second window. Here comes Tajani then, he's going to make this move straight away on Links, not holding back. He wants the position back, but will Links try and fight it? They're still fighting higher up the field as well. But I think it looks like Tajani has got this move done. Link's Piece using up an incredible amount of battery just to try and stay with him, but he's not going to. Tajani stays ahead. He stays ahead with a lot more battery on board, and here he goes. He's got the battle with Bolt now. Putting in Rusted Bolt, and the AlphaTauri is not going to be able to fight this one. Surely they're going to be side by side, but the Alpine stays ahead. Bolt trying a different line, and can Bolt get a switch on him? No, he can't. And now Tajani with two beautiful moves executed on the Red Bull and AlphaTauri. Next up will be the Mercedes of Kennedy. Tajani has some pace here at Vegas, it seems. Up into the top 9 now, as Judge Santi is all over the rear of Hazer once again. And on the run down into turn 5, they will be side by side, but Judge Santi edges ahead of Hazer. And now there's a trade position as Pesci runs off track. And it's a critical error from him. Dropping to P4 is the McLaren of Pesci, as Wizard Rex and Mav take his place. Big error from the McLaren there. He was trying his best to keep pace with Medium, but now the two McLarens are only separated by the Ferrari of Mav. But that is not the error that Pesci needed. A championship leader has made a big mistake here in Tier 1. And back to it with Hazer still watching the timings with Steel Lane and Destroyer Drac back within a second now of Poem, and the battle still continuing here. Hazer takes Judge Santi. Link's Piece is still trying to threaten Bolt now. Has been dropped by Link's Piece. What Tajani takes the place of Kennedy. Down the inside he will go, and Tajani up into P8. Clearly has some straight line speed on the Alpine there. He's up into 8th, and now he is closing in. He's going to make a move on Judge Santi. It's another overtake here from the Alpine. He is flying, and he's up into the top 7. Has he got the move done? Down the inside he goes into turn 17, and Tajani stays ahead of Judge Santi. Lovely stuff, and Tajani, who was down in P11 I believe, has now gained another place. Pesci into the pits. Has he got front wing damage? He must do, because no way is he pitting under normal circumstances, as Wizard Rex now overtakes Mav and is up into 2nd position. That must be a front wing damage there from Pesci. I can't even check. He's out of the pits already. Maybe it wasn't front wing damage. Maybe Pesci just felt, you know what, I'm going to box. He's gone on to fresh mediums now. Still no safety car, which is quite interesting. Still no DNF as well. Again, quite interesting. I was kind of expecting there would be by this stage of the race, in all fairness, but there has not been any form of safety car or any DNF yet. Now back to the action here with Tajani. I think he's going to go for it on Hazer, and he's going to find himself into the top 5, and the Dutchman is there. He delivers into turn number 14, and Tajani is now up to 5th place, and it's in DRS of Jeremy as well. It's been a lightning quick start from Tajani. Absolutely stupendous from him. And there you go, he's next up will be the hard tyre runner of Jeremy. I'm not sure the Ferrari will be able to do too much to keep the ever improving Tajani at bay here tonight. Let's see if Tajani is going to go for the move here. Is he going to go for the move here? He just has to hold off. He's not pushing on for it. Jeremy stays just ahead of him. Further back, Mr. Poem and Merck playing battle, and Merck goes through down the inside and into turn number 5. Merck is now up into P13, making the place on the reigning champion there. Go back up towards Tajani though, because I'm sure he will be feeling very confident of a move now on Jeremy. The 2 Ferrari still hanging out there in the top 4, but I don't think they'll be in the top 4 for too much longer here. It's a little bit of a lock up there from the Ferrari of Jeremy. Pesci takes coffee. Is now up into P17, but here's a chance that Tajani needed, and he will go round the outside on the Ferrari. He will be up into the top 4. Wizard Rex also overtaken by Mav, but Tajani, super stuff from him as there is... Oh, what's happened here? Usamach. Has he lost his wing? He's running slowly in either case. And further back you've got Destroyer Drac and Poem as well. I think Jack has overtaken Mr. Poem, but he's run a bit wide as well. He's got a 3-second penalty to boot. So there you go, a penalty for Destroyer Drac now. He's lost out. He's got not in the 1 second window of Merck. So Destroyer Drac will have no DRS, unfortunately. I'm still wondering what has happened to Yours Sincerely in this. There's no way that he could have lost this much pace here at Vegas. Trying to compare him and Kennedy's pace in Tier 2. No way Yours Sincerely was this far off the pace of Pesci. So I don't know what's happened to him, but he's just falling short here. Sadly for him. Let's go back up then towards Kennedy, who is on the back of Lynx, who is just about within a second of Judge Santi, but Santi has lost out, and there you go, first retirement. It's in the pits for Usamach. Second DNF of the season for the Alfa Romeo. So another failure to score points for Usamach now. I certainly cannot see him competing for the title this season. Can't be getting too many DNFs if you want to battle for the title, and that's another one for Usamach. So early in the season, he has got a lot of catching up to do. And battles are going on here, and Jeremy now does retake the place of Tajani, as that will be on the run through into turns 14 again. And Kennedy takes Santi very close to the Mercedes there. Oh, he's lost the place, has he? Has he lost the place towards Russell Bolt? Well, they're going very close, but I think Bolt just hangs in behind Judge Santi, and into the pits goes 2 cars. And it will be the Red Bull, and it will be the Mercedes of Lynx and Kennedy are both in. And here comes a chance for Bolt, going down the inside, but he stays in behind Judge Santi. I think he'll know he gets DRS on the rundown into turn 5. Interesting start though. We'll go back up towards the Ferrari of Mav, but he didn't quite get the move done. And what about Tajani? Also couldn't get a lot closer towards Jeremy, even if he tried. Here we see Judge Santi staying ahead of Russell Bolt as well. Destroyer Drac hangs in behind Mr. Poem, and there you go, a move being made as well. Mav taking Wizard Rex and up into second place. Wizard Rex lost an incredible amount of time, 1.2 seconds behind Mav, and that allows for Jeremy, Tajani and Hazer to all draw themselves in. Those drivers on the hard tyres, I just wonder, can they catch medium at all in this race? And they're all going at it now. Further back to Tajani and Hazer. They'll be looking for a lightning quick start here. They want to get the move done into turn 14. I think Tajani will, but will Hazer follow in? Tajani gets the move done. Here comes Hazer. A little bit of contact there between him and the Ferrari, but I think he's got the move done. Hazer up into P5. Not sure on the contact, not sure really who's to blame, because I only got the last little piece of it. But Hazer up into the top 5 now, and I think Jeremy is still following him in. And into the pits goes Wizard Rex. McLaren lost a lot of time to Mav. He was about just over a second behind, but he's now into the pits. And he'll be joined by Tajani and Merck and Mr. Poem as well, with Destroyer Drac as well. So 5 drivers already in the pits here. Anybody else thinking, I've had enough of these mediums? Well, Merck has opted for softs, as has Mr. Poem. The soft tyres are on for the duo of Merck and Mr. Poem then. Let's see what they can do on those quicker compounder tyres. There'll be around drivers who did either box earlier in the race or haven't yet pitted, in the form of Coffee and Bad Boy, so be interesting how they get on further down the field here. As a move already being made, Bad Boy has taken Coffee. Did run a little bit deep player, Bad Boy, the Red Bull into turn 5, but stayed out of the wall, just about. Now got Mr. Poem on his back, on his rear, but these two are still on the hard tyres from the start of the race, pretty much. As Coffee knows he's not got a battle against Poem there, and Poem goes through. Poem up into P16 now. I see further up this field as well, Jeremy retakes the place of Hazer. Those two have been battling it out for a few laps now, and Jeremy back up ahead of Hazer and back into P3. Russell Bolt still is now about 3 seconds behind them. Unfortunately for him, I think a few drivers boxing hasn't really favoured that AlphaTauri, but Hazer going for another move, but stays in behind Jeremy. Let's see what the Ferrari is going to do here, up against the AlphaTauri. Further down, I see Tajani is catching and is overtaken Yours Sincerely, and Yours Sincerely dives into the pits himself, getting rid of his medium compound tyre. So you've got a group of Tajani, Kennedy and Merck there as well. Got to say, Merck has brought himself back into the frame. Hazer and Santi as well on the rear of both Jeremy and Bolt. So let's see if any moves can be made for those. Well, there is a move further back as Tajani and Kennedy go battle side by side. Kennedy goes down the inside of Tajani, but they're still going at it here. And now Kennedy is ahead of Tajani. Lovely battling between the pairing as Kennedy squeezes his way through. And now into turn 9, Kennedy up into P11. Great move there from Yours Sincerely's teammate. Kennedy has made that move done, and now can he get himself within a second of Wizard Rex? That'll be his next target. I think, however, he may fail to do that. One man who's not failing for an overtake though will be Hazer, because he's got the move done around the outside of Jeremy into turn 14, and Hazer back up, but Jeremy's re-overtaking him. Hazer made a mistake, a big mistake, and that has allowed for Jeremy to re-overtake Hazer. Hazer goes into the pit. An early stop here on the hard tyres. And must be. Surely that's a 2-stop strategy, is it, for Hazer? Or has he just decided, you know what? That's an interesting one. But he's into the pits either way. I also noted that he did have full battery remaining for Hazer. Quite interesting. Given this is a ERS Haven, he's still got all of it left. Right, let's go back towards this one, and Bolt and Santi, two very similar looking cars, but Haas trying to take the AlphaTauri here with about 0.3 of a second between them, but I think Bolt just hanging out ahead. And on the run through into turn 6, he is still clear, and that keeps Bolt into the top 4. Without further back then, you've got a host of cars here, with Wizard heading the way to Johnny, Merck, Kennedy are all in there as well. 4 vehicles all challenging, potentially 5 if Tabo. I think Tabo will be joining in this battle very soon, unless he opts to make a pit stop. Hazer here following Mr. Poem. He will go for a move very soon. I think he'll go for it on this straight, in all fairness. There's our Santi made a move on Bolt, but here comes Hazer, and he will move down the inside and make the move on Mr. Poem here through the Boulevard strip. Through goes Hazer, up into P13 on the fresh medium tyres. Into the pits goes the McLaren of Mav now, and Judge Santi and Rusted Bolt all follow in. So Bolt going one lap later than Hazer. They are both going to go mediums to the end. Those on softs certainly must be doing a two-stop pit strategy here. Let's go back up. And we'll see what Merck can do here. Oh, as Mav has joined in. Right in the middle of Tajani and Merck here. I don't know, he's on the fresh tyres. This won't be beneficial for him. And what about Kennedy going down the inside of Merck? And he will go down the inside of Merck. Is he broken too late? No, he hasn't. He's got the move done. Lovely move from the Mercedes there. Kennedy up into P8 ahead of Merck now. He has already pitted, so he's doing a superb job, but he has got older tyres than everyone else around him. Let's see what the Mercedes can do in this event. Got to say, 13 laps in and we've still not had a single safety car. And that is a surprise for me. No doubt about that. I was expecting safety cars within the first 10 laps. Maybe two? Two within the opening 10 laps, but we've not had any. And now Mav round the outside of Tajani, and he will get the place done. But Merck will also get the place on here on Kennedy, re-overtaking the Mercedes. Mercedes is back in the slipstream of Merck, but he will not try and re-overtake the Williams there. And Merck back up into P8, and into the pits goes your race leader medium. And he's going for hard tyres to the end. More laps on the mediums than he's done on the hards. And now, where does he come out in comparison to, say, Pesci? He's still ahead of Pesci. That has not gone well for Pesci, I've got to say. Pesci's on 8 laps older medium tyres. And he's behind medium. Wow. I wonder if medium even knows that he's still got another stop to make. Wow. That's a big deficit there for Pesci, I've got to say. So here we go back with the action in the midfield, really. No, it's not really the midfield. It's battle for P5. Wizard, Mav, Tajani, Merck, Kennedy. And obviously with Pesci still likely going to pit again. And again, he could try and stay to the end. But surely he's going to go for softs at, the closing stages here. Unless he wants to go for another set of mediums. But I'm trying to think, he started on mediums as well. So he can't do that strategy. He's got a box for softs or hards. And I think it's likely going to be softs. Going by the way this race is going. And now Mav, and there are places being made. Mav taking Wizard. Pesci now overtaken by Lynx as well. Both McLarens losing a spot down the Boulevard strip here at Vegas. Judge Santi is following Hazer as well now. Hazer certainly the one driver who's lost a lot of time since pitting. Mav fastest lap, and now Jeremy is into the pits. He's going for medium tyres, but let's see how much time he's lost. So he's even behind Hazer and Stanty as well. And he's just in front of Destroyer Drac. Well then. And Drac gets DRS to boot. Is he going to go for an overtake here on Jeremy? He may do, but he just stays in behind. Pretty wise that one. That's the AlphaTauri Bolt still in there. But P13, I've got to say the two AlphaTauris have lost out here in the pits. P9 Hazer, P13 Rusted Bolt. Have they gone in a few laps too late, or have they done the best strategy by staying out for an extra few laps, just having an extra grip come the end of the race? I'll say medium is in a very strong position to hold on to a victory though. Oh, I thought that was going to be closed for a moment. Destroyer Drac still hanging it round the outside to stay in front of Rusted Bolt. Bolt really needs to get a move done now. Yellow flag, Steed Lane is out. And that is a safety car. It's a full course safety car. C lane is out at Vegas. We knew one would come. And there you go, yours sincerely, very clearly seeing it very nicely for us. We've got a DNF, guys. What do you do as medium very clearly crosses the white line? He even crossed the red and white lines. Link's piece goes into the pits. Now, what is everybody going to go for? Mav stays out. I think the majority of the field's going to box here. What are you going to do? Do you go mediums to the end? Surely it's going to be mediums to the end now. Oh, the two McLarens are double stacking. Quite a few will double stack here. Hazer is in. I think the AlphaTauris may be okay for the double stacks. Hopefully. Bolt just get hang out a little bit, but not much. Onto mediums, who has lost time though. So Mav is leading, but obviously 3 laps on his hards. Jeremy P2, he's only 1 lap on his mediums. The 2 Ferraris, have they gained or have they lost? Well, they're certainly gained in terms of track position here. Medium is P3, he's got some work to do. Then you got Link's P4, Pesci is P5 on hard tyres to the end. Well, this will make things interesting. Hard tyres may not be the best for him, unfortunately. Then you got Hazer, Wizard Rex and Destroyer Drac have all opted for the soft compound of tyre. Soft tyres to the end, that may be a challenge, you know. I do think the safety car may have been the best thing for the AlphaTauris. If we're being completely honest. But anybody who stayed out under the safety car, or well, if you didn't make more than 1 pit stop as well, and again, Pesci made a really early call. Clearly that has benefited him. Gotta say, it would have been a bit of a miracle if there was going to be no safety car during the entire race, though. Imagine that, no safety car here at Vegas. Almost had it, almost. I think a safety car was what we needed, especially with medium having a good gap at the lead. It gives the Ferraris both a genuine opportunity here. Oh, that's further back. Bad Boy has now gone for a set of soft compound of tyres now. He is P18, but he's gone for softs. Obviously, take into account Bad Boy did. First of all, he had a qualifying ban, hence why he started P20 anyway. But then he had to pit lap 1. So that was why Bad Boy was so low down anyways. So he's gone for soft, and you know what? He's got a chance now to pick up some places here. So the fact that he had to pit lap 1 did not benefit him at all. But then we'll see how Bad Boy goes on those soft tyres. So it's got Coffee, Tabo, Yours Sincerely, Poem. They're the ones who are just up ahead. Obviously Drac as well. Destroyer Drac, the only driver with a 3-second penalty. He is P12, but he's also gone for the soft tyres. So there you go. Only one driver with a time penalty in this race. Safety car in this lap has been confirmed, and now we'll prepare to get underway. Mav will slow things down, and we'll see when he goes. And let's see, still just trying to bide his time a little bit. Still biding his time, and now he's off. We are back underway here at Vegas. Great start from Link's Piece. He's almost driving alongside medium here. And now he pulls out the slipstream. They're going to be side by side round the corner, round the bend. Lynx has to move down, or does he? They're still side by side, but there you go, medium edges ahead. It's incredible battling there. The two Ferraris of Mav and Jeremy. They've not got the team cohesion just yet because they are both new to each other. And they're going to be side by side into turn 5. And the two Ferraris, one is running a little bit wide. Medium trying to go for the move around the outside here. Medium battling with Mav. Mav is on the older tyres. Mav is going to try. Oh, that's on. Oh, that's got to be on medium there. Medium has took out Mav. Unbelievable. Medium has taken him out. And there is another safety car. Mav has been DNF'd. Unfortunately. Oh, well. I think there's no denial who's at fault on that one, sadly. And that is on that one in P4. Unfortunately, has to be at fault for that one. But Mav is out. That is another safety car. Unfortunately, we have lost a Ferrari. They were 1 and 2. One driver who would know all about getting contact from medium will be Link's Piece, unfortunately. But there you go. So Jeremy leading away, but another safety car. Now, do you think more soft tyres are coming? Surely. Surely more are thinking, you know what, it's time for soft compound tyres. Those further back may as well go for it. Yours sincerely. Bad Boy might as well stay out, but then Coffee can go softs. Tabo, Poem, Bolt, these guys can push on for softs now, I think. I highly doubt any... Ooh, Jeremy's in. Jeremy's in. Lynx follows him, and they're all going... Hazer stays out. He's on 3.5 old softs already. Johnny, Wizard, he needs more drivers. Wizard, Judge Santi, quite a few. Destroyer Drac, Bolt stays out. Poem stays out. Tabo stays out. Yorton Sealy stays out. And Coffee stays out. Jeremy was leading the race. He's now P12. He has got some work to do on the safety car restart. And this will give the likes of Hazer, Tajani, Wizard, Merc all have a genuine chance now of winning this. Look at Jeremy P12, Pesci P13, Link's Piece P14, Kennedy P15, medium down and P16. I think he must have had to change his front wing, obviously, you know. And then Bad Boy P17 as well. Wow, wow, wow. This has shaken up the grid, hasn't it? Because those at the front, most of them have all opted to pit. Those at the back all decided, you know what, we're staying out. The total opposite of what it normally seems to be. But those at the back have decided, you know what, we're going to take the track position all day long. And that is exactly what they've done. Wow, this makes things interesting. I do feel a bit sorry for yours sincerely. Only driver on a hard tyre. And then you got Coffee on mediums. But then after that, everybody is on fresh soft. Jeremy P12, Pesci P13, Lynx P14, Kennedy P15, medium P16. And Bad Boy in P17. We knew safety cars would come, but it has been quite dramatic in the way they have come. With obviously Steve Lane getting a DNF by himself, in all fairness, out of turn 12, which brought out the first original safety car, but the second safety car was due to a collision involving Medium and Mav, which unfortunately has seen Mav DNF from the race. It was quite a large collision as well. So we are going to have, it seems, another lap under the safety car. So we'll stick under it, and that's going to only benefit those at the front. If you decided to stay out, that will give you the extra lap that you need to comfort yourselves effectively. So wow, this is now going to be very intriguing. What will happen in this event with 6 drivers at the back, all on fresh softs, all of the top 11 have opted to stay out. And take into account as well the likes of Hazer, Wizard and Drac, their soft tyres are only 3 laps older, and also factor in they haven't even done any racing on them, let's be real here. Like, they've done no real racing on those tyres. So they're not going to be exactly dead. But will they be better than mediums? That is the question. It may be a bit close between them. So I cannot rule out anybody on the medium tyres personally. The soft tyres will have a struggle down here. So those on mediums may have an opportunity to get a result. And obviously, Tajani is the leading medium tyre runner in P2. But they are all 4 laps on their tyres. Everybody has boxed since the last safety car. So the top 11 all on 4 lap old tyres. All of the bottom 6 are on 1 lap old soft tyres. Let's see how things go. And again, the only driver with a time penalty is P6 Destroyer Drac. He has a 3-second time penalty. In the Alfa Romeo, not looking good for Alfa Romeo here in Tier 1. Usamatch DNF'd already, and Drac with that time penalty. Let's see how things will go. We will have 5 laps of racing, fingers crossed, providing there's no more safety cars. 5 laps of racing here at Vegas, as we're heading down the Boulevard Strip once more for the 20th time in this race. And I'm sure the safety car is going to be called out, and indeed the safety car is into the pits. Now we wait, everybody needs to catch up, but not too quickly. Don't want to run into the car in front of you, do you now? And now Hazer knows he's on the used tyres. A lot of drivers behind are used tyres as well, and he is back underway. Turn off the telemetry, and he's got a good gap now at 0.7 of a second. Tajani losing out there. Now trying to regain that place. Wizard, and they're all battling here with Destroyer, Drac and Rusted Bolt closing in. Bad Boy with a 3-second penalty. He is in a bit of trouble, and now battles are going on further back with Jeremy getting fighty. Pesci as well and Link's Piece are all squabbling away. It's all going on further down the field here. They're all battling out, and Jeremy gets through now on Yorson City, and Jeremy up into the top 10 on his fresh soft tyres. And Pesci draws alongside Coffee into turn 5. Who has the place? Is it a McLaren? Yorson City with a 3-second time penalty, and through goes Pesci and Link's Piece as well, and Medium also follows them in, and contact once more from Medium, this time with Link's Piece again. It's Canada Part 2. Oh, and into the wall goes, is that Tabo? With a collision with Jeremy, and there is a virtual safety car. A collision with Tabo and Jeremy this time. What on earth has happened there? Jeremy has no front wing now. We've definitely had a few collisions, because even under that restart, you saw Medium have contact with Lynx, which will be interesting how that one goes. I mean, for me, it sort of looked like did Lynx sort of move right at the end. I'm not too sure if he did or not. It just looked like maybe he did. So maybe on that occasion, maybe it wasn't on Medium. But we're back underway with Hazer and Tajani. Tajani all over the rear of Hazer here. He's got an excellent restart. Hazer knows he's just got a few laps to wait. We will get DRS, by the way, in a couple of laps' time. First lap completed under the safety car now. Hazer and Tajani draw alongside each other. Tajani taking an incredibly wide line. Hazer stays in the race lead, and he remains in P1. Can Tajani follow him in? Coming the Dutchman. Enterprising the move here into turn 5, but he will be too far adrift, and Jeremy retiring in the pit lane. So he is deciding he is not going to finish. The 2 Ferraris both out here in Tier 1. Not great here for Black Panther. Maybe he needs to give a little wise word to Jeremy that you do get points even if you finish outside the top 10. Maybe he didn't know that. There you go. That's why you always have a read of the positions, that's for sure. Or at least ask, if you don't know. But Tajani now is having this little battle with Hazer, trying to challenge it. But I don't think he's going to go for the move just yet into turn 12. So it still remains Hazer 1, but Tajani 2 is going to go for a move here. He's going to push on and push on side by side through into turn 14. Who is going to be ahead? And it's going to be Tajani ahead through the Boulevard Strip. And Tajani leads. Hazer trying to battle it a little bit. I don't think he needs to battle it all too much, but he's going to try and go down the inside here, Hazer, on Tajani, side by side. Maybe a little bit of contact, nothing too severe, but it only allows for Wizard Rex and Merc to join in, because it's going to be a 4-way tussle for victory here at Vegas now. Entering Wizard Rex, enter Merc. Four-way battle for the win. It's Hazer leading, Tajani drawing alongside. Side by side into turn 1, and it is Hazer staying ahead. Tajani tries to switch back. Hazer drifts a little bit wide. They're still squabbling away. The Alpine round the outside. Has he got the move done? You betcha. Yes, he does. He's up into the lead. A superb move. Can Hazer fight him back? DRS enabled on this lap, but Hazer stays in behind. Tajani leads, and we have got 3 laps of racing here with DRS enabled. Hazer taking a very narrow line there, and that was on the run through into turns 5 and into 6. But Hazer still hanging in P2. Wizard and Merck still there. Judge Santi, but all of those on soft tyres, fresh soft tyres. Oh, way down the field. Oh no! What has happened here? It's between Merck and I think Wizard Rex. Oh no! Wizard Rex, he is absolutely... Oh, that is absolutely devastating. Absolutely devastating. It's down to 2 drivers now for the win. It's down to Tajani and Hazer, but Wizard and Merck were doing so well. And that is incredibly unfortunate there. Now Pesci may have an outside chance of a potential podium due to that collision, really. He's got the move on Mr. Poem. He may try and go for the move here on Merck. In the lead though, Hazer gets a move on Tajani. Very close there on the run down into turn 14, but Hazer back into P1. Tajani trying to fight it back. Side by side once again between the Alpine and the Alpha Tauri. On the run down into turn 17. They're going side by side still. On lap 24 of 25. Down inside goes Tajani. He has the position done. Wizard 3-second time penalty. And he is down in P14. Gutting for him, but he still takes points for that finish anyways. Tajani though leading. Merck is back ahead of Medium. They're still battling further back, you know. And these two are side by side, Medium and Merck. And has Medium got the place done? They're still side by side. Merck is really going for this one. He's really going for this one. He brakes later. He's broken well enough. I think he may have done. Medium is still there. We'll go on board directly with Medium for this one. You all know sometimes he doesn't clip things, but we'll go on board with him. And see, but he's still behind Merck. Merck has done a tremendous job keeping Medium behind him. Brilliant stuff there from Merck to stay up in P8. I do want to go away to the leaders because obviously they're battling for the victory in this race. But Tajani has got a healthy gap, you know. He's got a very healthy gap at 0.6 of a second. This will come down to one final lap here at Vegas. Who's going to come home with the win? Tajani, Hazer, don't rule out Judge Santi in the background, but he's been overtaken by Destroyer Drac. And despite his 3-second penalty, Drac is into the top 3. But the top 2 play battle now. It's Tajani v Hazer, and we're going to start the final lap of this event here at Las Vegas. And let's see what can happen between Tajani the Dutchman and Hazer. Hazer will think about it down the inside, but he holds off into turn 1 as Tajani retains the race lead here. Now on the exit of turn 2 into 3 and 4 round the bend as Lynx Peace takes Mr. Perman up into the top 8. But now Lynx Peace has dropped a couple of spots. He is out of the session. Lynx Peace is out in the Red Bull, but they're still playing battle here. Hazer and Tajani, but Tajani stays ahead into turn 5. A lot of DNFs in the second part of this race, it has to be said. But these two, Tajani and Hazer, it's all down to these two, both pushing for their first win of the Tier 1 campaign as Hazer, onto the curb, lost a little bit of traction there. But now on the run through into turns 10, 11 and 12, he just needs to stick at it. He needs to stay close enough to Tajani, which he has done. It's all down to this, the traction out of the corner, out of turn 12. Now round at turn 13, you will get DRS. It will be favourable conditions for Hazer. And now in Tier 1, to come home with the win at Vegas, they'll be both using all their battery. Red light flashing for Tajani. Hazer goes for the move. He will go for the overtake. He will overtake and lead here in Tier 1. Unbelievable. Hazer leads. And now through the bend, down at turns 14, 15 and 16, Hazer gets the exit he needs. Oh, Tajani spins! Tajani has lost it! Unbelievable scenes Incredible drama. Hazer will hold on to win. Victory for AlphaTauri. Victory for Team AlphaTauri, for Hazer as well. Absolutely stupendous. Judge Santi P2, Bolt P3, Pesci P4, Track P5, Medium P6, Poem P7, Merck P8, almost side by side there. Coffee, then you got loads of drivers, Kennedy to Gianni, yours sincerely to Gianni, only P11. Wizard Rex, P13, oh, I can't say that. Liard going up a little bit more. Bad Boy still to come through the field. He will now cross the line. And then it will be the Williams of Tabo. But what an incredible fight at the end. Hazer wins it. And it was a massive error from Tajani, which has effectively cost him about 10 places. It's cost him about 10 places, that. Tabo comes through and crosses the line. But it's all Hazer. Hazer wins here. And he definitely played it smart at the end. But Tajani, that is a big error for him. He could have been in there, you know, for the title fight even. But you've lost about 9 or 10 places right at the end. Wow. But there you go. Congratulations to Hazer, who comes home with a superb victory. There you go, the podium celebrations. The AlphaTauri on top here. Not for the first time this season as well. Yeah, send it in. Jack, send it in. Tajani is fuming. No surprises really, but he kind of did mess it up himself, it seems. Destroy Jack with, well, if he gets a 3-second penalty taken off, what would that do? P4, so he could take Pesci. Gotta say though, P18 to P5, yeah, very, very good. And then, I'm trying to remember though, where did Merck finish the race? He did not finish P13. And Pesci did not finish in P15 as well. So sadly, when drivers leave a session a little bit early, it does mean it makes it more tricky to see exactly where they finish. But anyways, there you go. The results are there. And Hazer wins again. I say wins again. It's his first Tier 1 win since rejoining, but he is back. And back with a vengeance here at Vegas. So let's have a little look. I can go through the next track. Oh crikey, everyone wants to go again. What are they doing? Everybody's decided, yep, you know what, we want to go again for Vegas. Oh my god, it's pouring down of rain. I can promise you we're not going again. But it's pouring down of rain. What are they doing? Oh crikey, funny lot, aren't they? Very funny. Anyways, we'll be back tomorrow night for Tier 2. And it will be at Paul Ricard at France. So we'll be keen to see what happens there. Tier 3. See what track Leia will be at for Tier 3 this week. If I look at the race calendar. So Tier 3 will be live at China. Okay, very interesting there. So the Chinese Grand Prix for Tier 3 on Wednesday. On Friday night, 100% tier. And it will be at Portimao, Portugal. And then Saturday night, 10, well, actually, it could be 9 o'clock PM, maybe 10 o'clock PM. We'll see what has been decided on that one. But it'll be round 4. It will be a sprint at Brazil. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there at Brazil. But that'll be the race done. We'll sort out a little raid right now. And let's see, who shall we raid? But yeah, some good battling overall in the field tonight. Is he still live? He is still live. Okay, well, unless he's, I don't know if he's going off now. Oh, it looks like he is going off. Okay, we won't. There's no point raiding him then. 'Cause I'm pretty sure he's going off. Just going by what people have said. Okay, let's see who. Oh yeah, he has literally just gone off. That's a good thing, isn't it? Let's go back. Right. So F123, the people who are live. What a cracking name that is. Unfortunately, he's not doing open lobbies. This guy's doing open lobbies. Is he English? Or English speaking? Yes, he is. Okay, brilliant. There you go. Easy raid there then. Sort it out. But anyways, that has been the race done tonight. I have been Viva F1 Comms. We have been UFRL. And we'll be back tomorrow night at 8 o'clock PM. Thank you for watching and good night.